Hi there, my YouTube lovelies, and really good to see you. As you can see, I'm back home. I'm in my workshop. The trip to Scotland was absolutely fantastic. I truly and utterly I loved it. Even the journey there, everything about it was brilliant. The pub was absolutely fantastic. It was all done out in Halloween, as you'll see in the video, which I've yet to edit. The place, I don't know. It's truly, it's amazing. It blew my mind. I didn't get to see a lot of it, to be fair. It was silly, really. I had packed everything on the bike, all the camping equipment that I could possibly need. And the one thing I forgot was the smallest thing that I needed. Yet it was the most important, which was an iPhone charger cable. And I didn't realise that until I was in the pub in the Drovers Inn on the first night. My battery was running low on the phone, and I went upstairs to look in my bag, and there wasn't a charger or a cable in there. So I was gutted. So I spent most of Tuesday morning looking for an iPhone cable, which believe me, as daft as it might sound, when you're in the middle of nowhere in the Scottish Hills, it's harder than it sounds. So that took me half a day to purchase a cable to charge my phone. Once I eventually got the cable and charged my phone, I was so much happier. And some of the footage, obviously, was taken on a gimbal on the iPhone, as well as the iPhone runs the drone. So it was a very, very important bit of equipment. Anyway, the other thing is that because I couldn't explain it, it's really weird. I didn't realise everything around camping in Scotland. There are a lot of rules. Obviously, a lot of it is it's pure common sense. Obviously, you know, when you leave a place that you've been camping in, you make it look like you've never been there, which is like a standard code for most places, including England, anywhere to be fair, which is beautiful. You want to keep it that way. The other thing is that the majority of places that I rang while I was at Scotland, you needed a few days in advance to book a place for obviously a tent. And as for the wild camping thing, I've got to be honest, it would have been a case of leaving the bike on the side of a road somewhere remote and walking, I don't know, a mile into the wilderness and pitching up your tent there, which I've got to be absolutely honest. Leaving the bike alone was my main concern, and I'm not happy about that. I love my bike. Another thing is carrying all the equipment. Um, I am one of the reasons for this video. I am going to make a camping video before I go back to work, and I'll be leaving tomorrow. Um, I've got the name of the place that I'm going. Sorted. Right. No. It's Talyllyn in Wales. It's a lake, and it's supposed to be absolutely beautiful. I've already rung the place, and the camping site's booked, so it's a dead cert. I would have rather, to be fair, have camped in Scotland, obviously. Um, to be honest, I wasn't ready to leave. It was a long journey up there. To be fair, around with the miles I did in Scotland, it was pretty close to, I don't know, 700 mile I did, something along those lines, which was quite a lot in a couple of days, to be fair. But you know, the effort to go up there, which I've got to be honest, is so worth it, because the pub that I stayed in was beautiful, and the people there were the spot on. They were fantastic. Um, I just didn't like the idea of cutting it short because I couldn't set up camp. Now the thing is that if I had, I've been able to set up a camp somewhere, anywhere, and the bike would have been safe and everything had been sorted out, there would have been a possibility I'd probably stay for the week, because it's like I said, I wasn't ready to leave. I was gutted. On the way back home, I was trying to find excuses to stop and obviously go back, but you can't break the laws in Scotland. It's a beautiful, beautiful place, and I don't want to step on anybody's feet or get into trouble or anything like. So I did, like I said, didn't particularly want the bike to be left alone either. I love that bike to bits. It's the reason why I went to Scotland in the first place. I wouldn't be able to do it without that bike. And the one thing I've got to mention on this video, that bike, it never missed a beat. I've had that bike about 4 years now, and it's a 2017 BMW GS Adventure, rally. But it had been modified 2018 electrics, I believe, when I purchased the bike. And I've been to Wales a couple of times, and I went to the ABR festival, which I might add. I'm going next year, and I can't wait for that. To be fair, it's phenomenal. But I've never really done any serious long trips. Nothing really on the scale that I did over the last couple of days, anyway, to Scotland. And I don't know. There's a lot of models out. And, I mean, if I hadn't bought that one, I'd have probably gone for a newer model and so on and so forth. But that bike never missed a beat. It didn't. It rained when I was going there. When I got to Scotland, it was pitch black. The bike was getting soaked. I was going through Christ water on the road, which see these puddles in Scotland, like on these back roads, which takes you to the Drovers Inn. There was a lot of water on the road and stuff, and the bike was getting splashed and hammered, and it just soaked it up. It just, I can't explain it. It just rocked. The bike didn't miss a beat. It was perfect. Now, saying that, I knowing what I know now, because it was the longest journey I've ever taken on that bike, and when you take a journey like that on a bike, you put a lot of faith. You need the reliability, and after that journey, I love that bike more than I did when I bought it, which is phenomenal. So yes, the bike is fantastic. I love it to death, and because of that, it's just given me more faith to go further afield, to do so much more on that bike. It can carry everything. It carried all my luggage, even though I didn't use it. And this is the daft thing about it. The one thing I really truly needed, I totally forgotten, which was the iPhone cable. But obviously the tent and that sort of stuff, I never used it there. I wish I had, but I never did. But it carried it all, everywhere, all the way up there, all the way back, and around Scotland and places like that. It just carried the lot, and the bike is absolutely spot on. And I've got to admit though, I think it's brought most of Scotland back with it. So I'm gonna after this video, I'm gonna give it a quick wash before I go to Wales, and again, when I'm in Wales, everything's going to be filmed. I did promise that I would do a camping video, and that was one of the things I was really gutted about, to be honest. But because I never got around to doing it. But never say never, and I booked this little trip to Wales, which I'm going on Friday, staying the Friday night, so I'll be coming back Saturday afternoon. But I'll take all the footage. I'll do all the camp setup. And you'll understand, once this camp setup is done, again, going back to this, leaving the bike in a remote place on the side of a road, and then having to carry all this camping equipment into somewhere remote in the wild and setting up, it would be quite a mission, to be fair, which you'll see when I've set it up in Wales, the amount of camping equipment there is. But it's a good setup. It'll be pretty much the same setup as what I had in the ABR festival. But you've got all your cooking equipment there, you've got your lighting, you've got your tent, you've got your tarp, you've got your poles, you've got your sleeping equipment and all that sort of stuff. Like I didn't fancy dragging that, I don't know, a mile or so into the wilderness and having to set up and leaving the bike alone. I just couldn't do it. And it's like I said, if you do book a campsite, it is best to book at least, I don't know, I'd say to be safe a week in advance, so that they know you're coming, and it's all, you know, it's all pre-booked and shit like that. But anyway, so yes, the camping side of Scotland was purely my fault. It was lack of preparation, and I'm truly sorry about that. But the 2 nights that I did spend there, I don't regret going. I don't regret going whatsoever. The place is amazing, and I will, and I can guarantee this, I will be going again. One of the big things that I did, obviously on the way to Scotland, was find that Welcome to Scotland sign on the motorway, and I had to stop. I know you're not allowed to, but you know you've got to take the chance, and I just really wanted that shot. And when I got that shot, I was smiling all the way to the Drovers Inn. It was freaking wicked. I was really pleased with that. Anyway, I've got to go and watch the bike now. She needs a little bit of TLC, and I'm the man to give her that TLC. So yeah, so I'm going to go and watch the bike, and I'm going to go prepper for tomorrow when I go to Wales. And I'll be taking, again, there's no need to do a packing video, because everything that I took to Scotland I'll be taking to Wales. So it'll be exactly the same equipment, exactly the same setup. So anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. And sorry I didn't do the camping at Scotland, and I wish I had. It's like I said, I wasn't ready to leave. I wasn't, honestly. I was gutted. I was. Honestly, the place is so beautiful, and people are so welcoming. And even now I'm sat here in my workshop, and I want to go back. But, you know, it's one of those, isn't it? So yeah, but I will be rebooking one of those, and I will be going back, because the place it's just beautiful. But anyway, thank you so very much, and please stay tuned for that, for the editing of the Scottish video, which I haven't done yet, which I've got a lot of editing to do on that, including the journey up there while I was there in the pub, and obviously the journey back and so on. So yeah, I'll be sorting that out, and then after that I'll be editing obviously the video to Wales, and the camping setup and so on and so forth. So I know you want to see that. So many people have asked. So yeah, I won't let you down. I'm there. Jix and Dave. Yes. So anyway, thank you so very much. And listen, you will take care now, you hear? Ta-ra.